Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Neemias Queta continues to hoop despite Celtics' loss to Warriors. The Boston Celtics are well past the days of looking for moral victories. They just won a championship and then ripped off 7 wins in 8 games to start the season, before falling to the Golden State Warriors 118-112 on Wednesday. Make no mistake, dropping a close game to a team that they've gone to battle with for years certainly stings. Yet, there was a silver lining for the CS. Neemias Queta impressed in his second start of the season. He tallied 14 points, 8 rebounds, and a pair of blocks in 28 minutes for Boston while netting the team's highest plus or minus at plus 13. 5 of those boards came on the offensive glass, which played a big role in the Celtics' strong push in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Neemi did a great job just getting us offensive rebounds, getting extra possessions, head coach Joe Mazzulla pointed out. Since joining the CS in the summer of 2023, Queta has always proven to be an energy guy. His athletic playing style is perfect for giving the team a boost with explosive dunks and loud blocks, both of which we all saw in the final frame. What was most impressive from the Portuguese big man was the unexpected, his ability to, at times, stick with Warriors star Stephen Curry off of defensive switches. Curry is known for being one of the shiftiest on and off ball guards in the game. He's one of the greatest players the game has ever seen, said Celtics all-defensive guard Derek White. And it takes a whole team to guard him, not just one guy. It's tough for guys White's size to keep up, never mind a 7-footer like Queta. He's doing a good job just understanding tendencies, Mazzulla said of Queta's ability to switch onto the perimeter. He's doing a good job executing the coverages that we have. He forced him inside a 3 a couple of times to his right hand. So, he's just getting better and better at understanding what the scheme is and kind of what the tendencies are, and then just the situational basketball of making reads on the defensive end. So he's definitely growing. This wasn't just a one-time thing either. Golden State continuously targeted Queta in switches throughout the night. Take a look. Even on this crazy make from Curry, the defense couldn't have been much better. I thought Neem did a good job on him, White added. He makes tough shots. He doesn't stop moving. And so, I give a lot of credit to Neemi. You compete at a high level today, and it takes a whole team. And I think Neemi is one of her better ones. Honestly. For the last week, Queta has been seemingly playing with more confidence. It all started when he helped the team storm back from 24 down against the Indiana Pacers to force overtime. In the 4 games since, he has scored over 10 points 3 times and looks to be carving out a more consistent role in Mazzulla's rotation. Of course, this wasn't a perfect outing, that doesn't really exist, now does it, and there's still room for improvement. With that being said, the CS have a long season ahead and there are going to be plenty of chances for Queta to continue to prove himself. Jason Tatum sends cold message to people who can't stop talking about Olympic benching. Jason Tatum sends cold message to people who can't stop talking about Olympic benching. Boston Celtics star forward Jason Tatum has moved on from his controversial benching during the 2024 Paris Olympics. After all, he still won a gold medal with Team USA. The 2024-25 NBA season is also in full swing, so all his attention is on finding ways to help the Celtics on the court. Still, a lot of people continue to talk about his Olympic ordeal, especially heading into Wednesday's home game versus his Team USA head coach Steve Kerr, who also mentors the Golden State Warriors. Some prefer Tatum to be more aggressive in showing his response to his Paris benching. Unfortunately for them, that's just not Tatum's way of dealing with such things. People want me to be louder, people want me to be meaner, whatever, Tatum said after Boston's 118-112 defeat at the hands of Kerr's Warriors, per Noah Dalzell of Celtics on CLNS. Tatum then spoke in the third person to drive his point home. One thing about Jason is I'm always going to do what the expletive I want to do. That's as clear as it can get when it comes to how Tatum feels about the constant discussion about his Olympic experience. Against the Warriors, the former Duke Blue Devils star put up a solid stat line of 32 points with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block, albeit in a loss. Despite their latest setback, the Celtics' record remains shiny at 7-2. They have a chance to recover right away with another home game coming up on Friday versus the Brooklyn Nets. Warriors missed on 9-time NBA All-Star because of Jonathan Kuminga, report. The Golden State Warriors could have had 9-time NBA All-Star Paul George, according to ESPN's own Young Masuk. But Jonathan Kuminga turned out to be the sticking point. The Warriors and Clippers engaged in talks about a potential George opt-in for the final year of his contract worth $48.7 million, and then a trade. The Clippers were willing to make a deal with their division rival, according to sources, but were looking for something of value to help restock their asset cupboard if they were going to take back an undesirable contract and be in the second apron. Swapping George for Andrew Wiggins, who has 3 years and $85 million left on a 4-year, $109 million deal, plus other salaries to make the math work, would have been acceptable only if the Clippers received a young player such as Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski and a pick or two. Draymond Green said on his Draymond Green Show podcast earlier this summer that George wanted to join the Warriors and that he was surprised the Clippers would not at least take something back instead of letting George walk for nothing. But league sources say Kuminga's name never seriously came up in talks of any significance, and the Clippers felt they weren't getting enough positive assets to move forward in this new second apron world. Nothing, a league source told ESPN, is better than something. If the Warriors offered Kuminga and added one of their available 2 unprotected first-round picks, George would have been a Warrior instead of a Sixer. The Warriors would have had a starting lineup of Stephen Curry, Podziemski, George, Draymond Green and either Kevin Looney or Tracy Jackson-Davis and still have bench depth to compete for a championship. But despite the Golden State's failure to acquire George, they are off to an impressive start with a 6-1 record with their two-way play. They have a top 4 offense and a top 2 defense, which if they can sustain is a strong mark of a championship contender. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Antetokounmpo? Leave your opinion in the comments.